Hi, this is Dawn Olszewski and welcome to another episode of How'd She Do That? And today I'm excited to show you this card. I've been getting a lot of feedback on this card. It's what I call a QC card, quick and cute. It's been generating a lot of interest on Pinterest, and it's probably because I shared just a little sneak peek photo of it a couple months ago. It was in my Just Cards Buffet class that I offer on a to-go basis, and just that even little sneak peek of it got people's interest. I used it recently for a swap, so I thought I'll share the instructions on how to do it, and you're going to be surprised it's so easy. So let's get started. Alright, so the first thing you need is a piece of paper. This is Cardstock Whisper White, and it measures 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches tall. Now all we need is this little, we want to create this little square, and how I did that was using a clear block. This is Stampin' Up's clear block. It's, the size is D. So D is in Dawn. There you go. Now, the next thing that I used was Soft Sky. And all you're going to do is you're going to ink up the pad, or excuse me, ink up the clear block, and you're going to stamp it on the paper. Now, what I like to do is I like to get this and see how, I'm going to just press this down, just use it just like a stamp. Now notice how I have kind of the same amount of white space around the whole 3 top area here. We'll just go ahead and stamp that, and there you go. So one more tip for that stamping is if you are stamping on a surface that, like a table that tends to like have a little give to it, you're not going to get an image that looks like this. So I do recommend, this is Stampin' Up's Stampin Pierce Mat. And it's great for when you're going to pierce things, but it's also good for a stamping surface that gives you a little more of a firm surface. So I'll show you the same thing. I'm inking this up with the block. I'm going to center it in my 3 corners around here, and we'll pop off. And I had a pretty good surface for stamping in the first place, but you can kind of see it fills it in a little more clearly. Now for this particular card, it didn't matter for me whether it was a completely filled in surface, so either one of these would look nice for this. The images that I'm going to use is from a stamp set called Thoughts and Prayers, and it is double mounted. So I'm using obviously a wood version, and your clear version isn't going to come like that. Obviously you can just mount that separately, but we're going to ink that up with Stazon is what I'm using. This is the Jet Black, and we're just going to stamp this. Just going to eyeball it here right over that kind of square image that we created. Now the next image is the greeting, and that comes from the same one, and again double mounted. So you got to make sure that you are using the correct side for that. Now what I've done is we're going to use a product called the Stamp-a-ma-jig. I'll show you real briefly on how to set this up. I've already got it ready to go, but if you've never used the Stamp-a-ma-jig, what you want to do is preliminarily, I'm going to do this so you can see it through the white. You want to hook it in the corner down here. This is an image sheet. This is kind of this little handle that comes with it. And you'll take your image that you want to stamp. So I would ink it up and then rest it in the corner. It's got to rest in that corner really nice there. I kind of shifted there, and press down. Okay, now the image sheet has your stamped image on it. Flip this back over. Now what we'll do is we'll place this where we want that inked image to be. So that looks good. I'll come back in with this Stamp-a-ma-jig little handle hook thing. It'll hook in that corner. I'm just going to let it rest there. Get my ink ready again. Okay, that looks good. We'll take the imaging sheet away and stamp. And I love this because I get it perfect every time. The next thing that I'm going to do is going to take some Whisper White Baker's Twine. This is about 24 inches, and I'm letting, I don't know, about 6 inches or so hang off the edge there from the bottom. I'm going to double wrap this. It's going to come around twice, and actually that's a little bit more hanging off than I want. I want to even that out a bit. Do that. There we go. Now I want this to land right there, right between the greeting there. I'm going to tie this off. I like to actually tie it off with a knot first, and then I'm going to position this more where I want it to land, and then we'll do the bow. Now the beauty of doing the knot first is that this stays exactly where I want it, and it's a little easier to use. I'll trim off my tails a bit, and there you go. I'd like to get a little extra where the twine is. We're going to put this on. This is Soft Sky again. It's a bit of a monochromatic card, and we'll layer this. So we're just going to add this cute little butterfly. It was punched with the Elegant Butterfly Punch. Added some rhinestones. Actually, those are pearls. And Stampin' Dimensional. We'll just tuck this in a little bit here. And voila, our card is done. Now this I used Pool Party. I wanted it to stand out a little bit from the Soft Sky. So I hope you enjoyed this card. Be sure to stop by my blog at DOstampingWithDawn.com. There'll be a full supply list that you can shop online at DOstamping.stampinup.net. Thank you.